Welcome, Bitcoin fam, to the One Daily Bitcoin Pod, Bitcoin pumping, back in the green. I'll be breaking down the latest TA, technical analysis. Also, breaking news, public Chinese textile company will issue stock to buy 8,000 Bitcoin for 800 million. Corporate buying is going vertical, literally. Also, breaking news, Bahrain-based Al Abaraj Restaurants adopts Bitcoin treasury strategy. Another one, but it does. And another one, and another one. Also, Jim Chanos takes opposing bets on Bitcoin and strategy, as well as big news. The Ukraine Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Bill reportedly in its final stages. Let's get it. We'll also be discussing Senate removes Trump's provisions in a push to pass the stablecoin bill. And speaking of Trump, President Trump will print enough money to pump the Bitcoin price to $1 million per coin within the next 3 years, according to Arthur Hayes. Just blaze. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Early stream today. Tomorrow we'll be back on the normal 4 p.m. schedule for the new week. We had to do it early today. Welcome everyone in that live chat, live stream, try stream. Let's get it. Oracle, good to have you here. Harry Balls in the building. Good afternoon. Can't wait. Hurry JV. Hello to the CNA, Huddle, Gangsta, Fam. And can't forget about Nippinator, your former chairman of the SEC. One Glencoe, welcome to the live stream and welcome to the rest of the fam. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. We only have 9 viewers on YouTube. It's almost as if my show no longer exists on the YouTube algorithm. It's insanity. But to pivot that, we're very fortunate. We have a very growing, strong X community. And of course on Rumble, where they give us a certain extent of free speech, unlike the lizard folk holding down the tube. But I mean, what do you expect? If you guys can repost the stream, it's greatly appreciated. All comments and quotes of the live stream will get reposted. And this is how we hack the algorithm. Yesterday, we ended up with like 6,000 people on the live stream, thanks to our incredible X community. So help me hack this algo. YouTube shows us absolutely no love. It's a disgrace how 6-7 years ago, we got more views than we get today, and I stream every single day. I rarely take a day off unless we lose electricity or something, and it's impossible for me to stream. Yeah, I mean, the shadow banning is hard, I know. But then again, I'm a free speaker. I speak the truth as I see things, and I think that is offensive to the powers that be, but I'm not willing to sell my soul. And yeah, I mean, so screw YouTube is my point of the day. Shout out Bub. I appreciate it, brother. Just hit you with a repost. If you guys can blow up the stream, it's appreciated. Shout out Glenn Cooper, Otilla Higgs. Buy gift cards and pay with Bitcoin. Right on, Otilla. Chandy, thank you so much as always. Looking forward to premiering your new music video today. And I'm going to hit you guys with a theme music and get yourself a fresh cup of espresso like your boy. Double caffeinated JV in the building. We will have a fantastic show. Let's get it.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating it. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Happy Thursday, fam. Shout out Miles and those just tuning in to the live stream. Try stream. We are live on X Rumble and YouTube, and excited for today's stream. I do got a lot of bullishness to share with you, including the country Ukraine looking to adopt a Bitcoin strategic reserve treasury strategy, which is ironic because how much did America give to the Ukraine over the past few years under the Biden administration? Just imagine if they would have put that into Bitcoin for a strategic reserve of the United States. But unfortunately, Trump was not our POTUS yet, and there was no way to do that. Obviously, there was a war on crypto for the past 8 years prior to Trump regarding, obviously the Obama administration with Big Mike, and of course the, Obama to Biden back to back. You know how they do. The forces of evil at play, but they can't hold down the Bitcoin train. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo. You know what I mean? What's up, broski? Shout out, Serge. Appreciate it. I saw the Knickerbockers got demolished last night. I didn't get to watch it, but I just saw the final score. It was pretty significant. So I don't know when the next game is. I would assume tonight, hopefully. And hopefully the Knicks can, I think they're still up 3-2, and they just need one more win to lock it. But I saw Portnoy talking his ish, as he always does. Shout out East Afro King. Welcome to the live stream. Shout out JC Ice. Make sure you're following her. She's going to be in Vegas at the conference. Also, make sure you're following Chandy 10 Music. She's going to be at Vegas at the conference, and I know she's going to be sharing some exclusive things from the inside. So just make sure you're following JC Ice and Chandy 10 Music over on X. Glenn Cooper is a great account to follow as well. He has great content. A fellow Bitcoin OG. Massive respect, Glenn. Appreciate it. And of course, we got to show all of our moderators love, and that includes Steven, Crypto Surge, 1320. Great content as well. Make sure to give him a follow. Shout out Bub and the rest of the fam. In fact, I encourage you guys to follow each other's stuff, and we can help support one another and grow. I know how difficult it is to grow an X account from firsthand experience. I've had my X account since 2019. I got over 30,000 posts, and I only have 40,000 followers. Just put that into perspective. 30,000 plus posts, 40,000 followers, which virtually means for every post, it equals a follower. So post more often, broskies, if you're new to X. There's my advice for you for today. Shout out Tammy Hatcher. Welcome to the live stream. Did I hit you with the theme music? I think I already did, so we should be good to go. Happy 111. It's 111 here in Puerto Rico. A little divine omen for us to start the show. President Beat Caps. Get your own very own at bitcoincaps.net. Shout out Sergio. We love the caps. We love the bitty merch. Hey fam, shout out Harry Balls. Now there's a party. Let me get my good luck bracelet on with the lava rocks and got the espresso. Game on. Awesome. Thanks for the reminder. We did play the theme music. But what about the Bitcoin swag?
So chillin' hot with my Bitcoin.
You feel that?
Swagger from the bitty stack. It goes up, up, up. Bitcoin goes.
It goes doing, doing, doing. It's a thrill ride.
So ready to bust that bitty price out of the firmament. 200,000 in play. I dare say. Arthur Hayes, 1 million in play by 2028. Feature story of the day. Stay tuned, but let's kick it off. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead and subscribe, then ring the bell, turn on all notifications. That way you receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1992. We're eight away from episode 2000, which is crazy to think about. But nonetheless, we're still here, fam, going strong. Bitcoin's doing its thing. It is pumping on the day. I'm your host, JV. It's May 15, 2025. A lot of bullishness in the markets, which we love. Bitcoin back in the green as well. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do every day. You're looking at Coin 360 here on your screen. We got the pretty little bitty up 0.5% on the day, trading above 103.7 at the time of the live stream. Ether pretty dead even on the day, trading back above 25 hundo. Had a big come up in the past week. BNB barely in the green, while Solana, Cardano, Tron, XRP all correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap, 3.33 trillion. Bitcoin market cap above 2.06 trillion. We have roughly 121 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours, down 18% on the day, with the Bitcoin dominance coming in today at 61.9% and the Ether dominance at 9.4%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Helium leading the pack, up 7%, followed by KuCoin token up 4% and Bidget token. And these are basically some exchange tokens also in the green, but like I said, the bulk of the market correcting in the red, so very modest gains for the gainers on the day. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective of how the market is reacting on the day. Safe to say 85% of the market correcting and in the red. And zooming out for the weekly, I would dare say 90% of the market in the green. Zooming out on the monthly, very similar, maybe even 95% of the market pumped up on some steroids. Just saying. And checking out, where should we check out next? The Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're 70 in greed. Yesterday 73. That's because 65. And a 6 plus 5 is an 11. Another divine omen. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We have 153,158 blocks until halving of 2028. We're currently on block number 896,842, and you can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 977 sats. So pick up the sats, put down the gas, and pick up some Bitcoin caps. From my man Sergio, exclusives over at bitcoincaps.net. Cop yourself one of these President Bees with the awesome El Salvador Bitcoin country flag. Represent. Shout out Jen Murphy, Hola fam, what it do? Tammy says, y'all see that someone threatened Coinbase for 20 million? I did see that. Brian Armstrong did a post about it, and kudos to him. Instead of giving in and giving the hackers the 20 million, he's offering a $20 million reward for any information on if they can capture the hacker. But this is how hackers do. They're going to threaten the exchange. If you don't give us X amount of money, in which they're not, then they're going to release all your personal data. So every single Coinbase customer, your data is going to be leaked, including your full name, your address, your last 4 digits of your social security, probably your payment method on file, whatever they can see. And this is a damn shame, and that's why there's so many active scams in crypto. Just yesterday, my mom sent me something. She got something allegedly from Ledger, the wallet manufacturer, in the mail, and FYI, she's never even bought a Ledger wallet, which is even more ironic. And they had her personal details, and it was one of those scams where you probably scan their QR code and you log in, and then they have your information, and it's a fake, account, and then they snatch up all of your crypto some way, somehow. So I told my mom, anything that comes in the mail, disregard. It is absolutely a scam. Anything regarding emails that, yada, 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 it's absolutely a scam. And scammers are going wild because look at it. Bitcoin's sitting at $104,000. So that's big bucks to an average scammer over in India or Africa or wherever they may be. That's life-changing money. I mean, one successful hack in the year, they're going to make more than they could ever make working a 9 to 5. And that's why scamming is so rampant within the crypto space, and it's so easy for them to get away with it. So I say all that to say stress, caution. You can't be too safe. Tiffany, Trump just had a baby, a son, Trump's 11th grandchild, another divine omen. Number 11 for the Trumpster grandchild. This gong strike is for the 11. Ooh, that was an awful one. It basically hit the headphones and I didn't get a good strike. It went bop, bop, and it was unacceptable. So this is a new one. Wah, 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 wah. JV, mess him up. There was a woman who was almost abducted. I saw that. Was it like the daughter or granddaughter of the exchange owner? Look at Nipinator looking all extra cute. Nipinator indicator in full effect. Let me check the X feed again. It looks like Bitcoin has their own Croc version now. Interesting. The official Bitcoin Croc shoe is officially launched. Cop them now. Get them while they're hot. The doctor is in. That's right. JV's writing prescriptions like back in the old days. 1.1 million in play. Send it. Shout out Blue Gringo. I just hit you with a repost, brother. Shout out Fairground, keeping it fair. Again, all comments and quotes will get reposted. This is how we hacked out. We had over 6,000 on yesterday's stream. Trevor Fay, respect, brother. Just hit you with a repost. Live again. Shout out KZY Crypto and the rest of the CNA fam holding down the Bitcoin Cafe. Get your espresso while it's hot. Nipinator indicator, full effect, chillaxing. That's right. Nipinator roll. Add that to your local sushi bar. Just saying.
A stack deck built so right, gonna bust out of the firmament, beyond the water-filled sky.
Trust this, don't wear a nail on your forehead with an opportunity miss. Bitcoin thrust, fiat rust, stamp your future and still
Keep it with swagger, securing Superman, real B is Satoshi level. Trump card holding kinda killer.
with W's and M's for the orange pill set for making
I
millions.
got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Y'all see when RFK was speaking the other day at Congress, the Ben & Jerry's founder or CEO, one of the top guys at Ben & Jerry's went crazy and they had to arrest them. Crazy-ish, yo. We are absolutely living in a simulation. It's official. And yeah, lots of big news today. Again, strategic reserve for the country of Ukraine. I wasn't expecting to see that on my bingo card here today, but it's a game on. Gong for the 11. That's right. We always gong the 11. Bong, bong. Nip says he's pushing it into the weekend. Nipinator indicator, full effect. But yeah, keep the comments flowing. We're going to Continue with our TA, aka astrology for the baddies. And we'll also pull up the live charts as we always do after the infamous freeze frame, of course. So your headline, as you can see here, Bitcoin looks redonkulous as the bulls attempt 2 trillion market cap flipper. That's right. We're flipping like the new Scottie Pippen in this piece. Analyst Philby, who I've actually had on the show a few times. Shout out Phil. 100,000 battle this time is no different. Bitcoin has begun to consolidate after making rapid gains this month, with the area just north of 100,000 seeing choppy, bitty price moves. And for the analyst, the current market behavior is about more than reclaiming 6 figures. Bitcoin's market cap is fighting to flip the 2 trillion mark from resistance back into firm support after losing it at the start of February. Bitcoin's currently at 2 trillion resistance. By the way, it is not just 100,000 as outlined here in the Bitcoin market cap one-day chart. The tug of war comes as Bitcoin's dominance of the overall crypto market begins to fade, leading some to anticipate the reemergence of alts. And as you know, the Ethereum, which is the second largest crypto, the biggest altcoin there is, it was all the way down to like a 7.0-ish dominance, which is the lowest it's been in years. And it just soared a couple of percentage points in the past couple of days. So hence the Bitcoin dominance has dropped a bit. Given his thoughts on the largest alt, Ether versus Bitcoin, he said that the trend changed once Bitcoin reclaimed 0.03, a level also seen in early February. Zooming out, the implications of the Bitcoin definitely leaving 100,000 behind our plane, quoting the analyst. $1 or 100 is normally a sticking point for most assets due to humans. Do an exercise and look at the other assets. They all do similar stuff. Burn the round number after the ages of resistance to liquidate the shorts. As Bart once said, eat my shorts, bears. Come back to the 80s, then find expansion later. I believe this is no different. Bitcoin found multi-month lows at 74 back in April, and the event was well supported by on-chain reversal signals, including the hash ribbons indicator, delivering a rare buy signal shortly beforehand, and let's not underestimate the Nipponator indicator. Bitcoin continues to field the bullish price prognosis from longtime traders and analysts who agree the current slowdown is a stepping stone to a rematch of the all-time high, a 110. I dare say 111 in play. That's a sexy bitty blackjack, babe. Targets include 120 in the short term with a June in line 150 price target or more. And as for the bitty, honestly, redonkulous. The more you zoom out, the more insane it looks. Short-term pullbacks below the 100 mark are easily possible. However, I haven't seen such a bullish looking thing in such a long time. And also breaking news coming out of China, the public Chinese textile company, Dentax, will issue stock to buy 8,000 of the bitty for 800 million. Corporate buying is going vertical. China's come a long way since banning Bitcoin mining and over the years, and it's kind of ironic that even the publicly traded Chinese companies are now adopting Bitcoin for the treasury. Game on. Yeah, I mean, and checking out some of the live charts, we'll do a little live chart action. Jackson satisfaction for the broskies, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see live it on your screen. This is some live chart action. Jackson satisfaction via TradingView, via Coinbase. This is the daily, but I like to zoom it in a bit, and then we'll work our way backwards. Let me know if that sounds good. Checking out the 1 hour. The 1 hour chart looking pretty bullish. Past 3 hours, we've been up pumping and jumping like a young Dennis Rodman. We'll also have a green bull target scenario in play at 116, baby. On the 1 hour chart, extremely bullish. Send it. Obviously, that'd take us beyond price discovery, as price discovery is 109.3. And checking out the blue bull scenario, sitting at 110. Sexy bitty blackjack waiting to get struck. Let's strike it like the gong or the bitty broski striking the bong. Shut out facts. And zooming out from there, we'll take out the 4 hour, and we'll continue to work our way backwards here. 4 hour chart, live chart action, 2 bull scenarios here as well, very similar to the 1 hour. 116 in play, bullish pennant on the 4 hour, and also another new all-time high-ish, 109, and bullish pennant formation. That's definitely very bullish, and the past 12 hours have been green candles, hence 3 4-hour green candles printed on the 4-hour chart. So looking bullish on the hourly, looking bullish on the 4-hour, and now looking at the daily, also looking bullish. Thus far in the day in the green, we recaptured 104 just a moment ago. It's 104.11. Another divine omen. Bull scenario in play on the daily chart, sitting at 111. So practically all the time frames are showing us price discovery mode. I think that's definitely a sign, hence the Nipponator indicator in full effect. And zooming out from there, we'll take a look at the weekly. And obviously it's Thursday. We have till Sunday until the new weekly candle, but let's see where we're at and how we're looking. Currently, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candle closes past 5 weeks. So Q2 thus far, pretty bullish and already forming an itty bitty green for the new week. And we also have a bull scenario target cup and handle in play at 124, most likely next leg up once we can recapture price discovery, in my humble opinion. And zooming out a bit further, we'll take a look at the monthly now that we're halfway through the month, as today is literally May 15th. So let's see how we're looking here. According to the 1 month chart, it's going up forever, Laura. That's right. Last month, bullish close. This month, thus far, bullish. Hopefully, we continue the bullish momentum. I mean, why wouldn't we? There's been nothing but bullish announcements from treasury companies and Bitcoin adoption all around the world as the game theory continues in full effect. But you guys let me know your thoughts. Where do you feel the pretty little bitty? Likely trending next, and I'll read your comments out loud. Tammy says, I'm recovering from a broken leg surgery I had on April 4th. Next Monday, May, prayfully I can walk. Well, sending lots of love, and we'll be keeping you in our prayers. JV, please lower the volume on the mic. You're buzzing a little bit. Oh, word. I think I'm just going to step back a bit. Sometimes I get a little too close for the mic, so thanks for the heads up on that. Much appreciated. And I am going to actually drop it the itty bitty bit, 3%. I dropped my mic 3%. Let me know if that's a little better. And I step back a little bit. Shout out Husker Daco. Welcome to the live stream. And those all just joining us here live, get your spin drift and join JV in the CNA van. I'm not even sipping on the spin drift, but hey, I'm sipping on the good old O. Tune in here for the famous Nippinator roll. That's right. Sushi special. Thank you, James Elsey. Appreciate it. Just what the doctor ordered. Just what the doctor ordered. That's great. Excellent. And thanks for the heads up, Oracle. Always appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and repost everyone over on BTC News Alerts, the new account. And let me know what you think of the new description on my X account. It says now, instead of #1 daily Bitcoin pod, we're going to transition to the #1 Bitcoin pod. Let me know if that's okay with you. And ultimately, God, BTC, and truth. That's what we talk about here on my X account and on this live stream. That's the most important stuff to me, obviously. Besides family, but family is a given. We throw God in there. So for me, it's God, family, Bitcoin, and truth. So expect for some truth bombs here and there. You know how we do, especially during the uncensored version of the pod on the second half. And yeah, let me repost everybody, and let me know if you got that Bitcoin swag.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. Be an Arkansas jam with diamond hands tough.
Got no crypto night, just orange bitty light. Paper gets wrinkled, crinkled.
Texas, Montana, Missouri, New York, Florida, Puerto Rico, El Salvador.
You already know.
Swagger holding with an orange glow.
Prodigy, swagger hot.
Reserve to preserve, strategy for prosperity.
You feel that? That's Bitcoin.
And we're up to 620 people on the stream. Granted, only 64 on YouTube. There's over 500 on X. And of course, we can't forget about the Rumble fam. But it's crazy considering close to, 80,000 subs on YouTube. And it feels like pulling teeth to get any algorithm love. It's like non-existent. It just jumped to 86, so it's a little better. But we got to, anything less than 100 live viewers, completely unacceptable, lizard folk. Completely unacceptable. But we make up for it on X. So shout out to the X fan. We appreciate it. Just saying. Shout out Gordon Garot. What to do? That's exactly my order, how I spend my 24 hours a day. 517, pray without ceasing. I love it. You are a great broadcaster. Great respect, man. Thank you for that. Crypto Surge, are you going to the conference in Vegas? Asked Tammy. Are you going to be there, Tammy? So I know Oracle is going to be there and Chandy's going to be there. I'm assuming then maybe Tammy's going to be there as well, but let me know. I know many of you are going to be there, so a good opportunity to link up with one another. I'm sure you guys are going to have a blast at the Venetian. Fired up. So glad we're over 100. I thought we would be at 150 by now. I know, Carlos, but I think we're going to get a pretty sexy leg up, in my humble opinion. The next leg up is going to be pretty significant. But you guys let me know your thoughts. #1 most truthful Bitcoin pod, JV. Exactly. I don't think no one's doing it quite like us. In fact, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and if you're not reposting our streams on a daily basis on X, here's the truth.
They not like us.
And if you're not like us, I'm going to categorize you at Jim Cramer, Who's that other guy? The Ramsey guy who told everyone that Bitcoin's going to zero when it was $555, and he misled investors on a 200x gain on the greatest appreciating asset of human history. I think his name was Dave Ramsey. Yeah, I'm going to put you in that category if you don't subscribe to the channel and repost the stream right now, because the reality is
They not like us. They not like us.
I'm just saying. Good sign when all the names rhyme. Exactly. That's what you got to look out for. Love the fam, all you do. Much love. Right back at you, Gordon. Appreciate the support. Mad respect. My husband and I will be there. Pam Powers. So it seems all the bitty baddies are going to be there. Come on, broskies. They're making you look bad. It's like virtually every baddie here right now is going to be in Vegas. Yet the broskies, we love you, JV and the fam. Right back at you, Tammy. In fact, this gong strike is for the entire CNA fam holding down the Bitcoin Cafe. Woo! That was about half the espresso shot, and that's a double, baby. That's my double-double. That puts me quattro. Let's get it. Who got that Bitcoin swag?
Swagger baby.
Walking like your wallet got laser eyes.
Baby climbs higher than a high rise. Laser eyes, not surprised.
I got that bitty drip, fiat doing backflips. We don't beg no banker, we just walk with that Bitcoin swag. Bitcoin swagger.
I got that Bitcoin swagger.
All right, fam. Next story of the day. We did the TA, right? Let's continue. Lots in the headlines today, as always, but good times. Here we go. So, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I'm going to try. Bahrain-based Alabraja restaurants. That's a rough one. Adopt Bitcoin treasury strategy. That's right. The Bahrain-based listing catering company with a 24.2 million market cap adopted a Bitcoin treasury strategy in partnership with investment firm 10x Capital. And guess what? 10x from here is $1 million per coin, broskies. And according to the announcement, the restaurant group partnered with 10x to adopt the Bitcoin treasury strategy, similar to the top corporate Bitcoin holder strategy, previously known as MicroStrategy. But we all know nothing micro about that strategy. The firm also aims to explore Sharia compliant access Bitcoin for the Islamic world. Game on. That's big. Our initiative, they say, is to become a Bitcoin treasury company, reflecting our forward-looking approach and our commitment to enhancing shareholder value. They also added the company believes Bitcoin will play a central role in the future of finance, citing Strategy's legacy as an inspiration. Quoting them again, we look forward to building the MicroStrategy of the Middle East with their support. And as you know, there's so much wealth in the Middle East. Yeah, I mean, Abu Dhabi recently announced having, I think it was $500 million in a sovereign wealth fund. Just imagine how much Bitcoin exposure they have in which has not been announced yet. There's so much money, that oil money in the Middle East. It's not even a joke. Now, a photo shared by the company shows a meeting between the company representative and strategy chairman Michael Saylor, and who else was just in the Middle East? The Trumpster himself. And as they shared here, the company, big shout out to the legend, Mikey Saylor. Your laser-eyed conviction lit the path. The company of ours, Al Abraja, just became the first public company in the Middle East to adopt Bitcoin treasury strategy. We are stacking sats and let the dominoes fall. This is major. Now, the restaurant group made the initial investment of 5 Bitcoin and announced the intention to keep accumulating more. The decision is reportedly a response to the evolving financial landscape and growing institutional interest. The company plans to allocate a significant portion of its corporate treasury into the preload biddy. Why? It's going up forever, Laura, making it a primary reserve asset. They said they pride themselves on being profitable with $12.5 million of earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization reported in 2024. The company also said it hopes to strengthen its portfolio and expand into the finance industry. And as part of the initiative, it plans to develop its own Sharia-compliant financial instruments to tap the Islamic market. How many Muslims are there in the world? I dare say it's probably the biggest religion. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I'm assuming over 1 billion out of an 8 billion population, maybe even 2 billion. I don't know. That's why you guys let me know. So if it's Sharia compliant, and which it is, we already know it is, then they have the ability to ape into it. So let's do it. The firm's partnership with 10x Capital eases its introduction into the Bitcoin market and digital asset treasury management. I dare say if Muhammad was alive today, the Prophet Muhammad, he'd be all in. on the Bitcoin. Tell me if that's not Sharia compliant, fam. The same company advised Nakamoto in its recent 710 million raise. And I also say the same for Jesus. If Jesus was alive today, he'd be stacking the Bitcoin. On May 12th, healthcare service provider KindlyMD merged with Bitcoin native holding company, which we covered a couple of streams ago. That was massive as well, to form a Bitcoin treasury named Nakamoto with David Bailey as the CEO. And he's the guy responsible for helping to orange pill Trump and to get him to speak at the Nashville event. He's also the CEO of Bitcoin Magazine, big component here for the Bitcoin community. Now, these particular restaurant group plans to rely on a 10x capital to help it raise more capital to acquire additional Bitty, increase in the Bitcoin per share ratio for investors. 10x Capital CEO Hans Thomas highlighted that the deal provides potential Bitcoin exposure to the entire Gulf Cooperation Council, quoting them here. The GCC has a combined GDP of over 2.2 trillion, and hence, ironically, Max Kaiser's target for this cycle is 2.2 million per coin. Larger than Canada, Russia, Italy, Brazil, Australia, South Korea, or Spain, the sovereign wealth exceeding 6 trillion, yet until now lacked a public Bitcoin treasury company like MicroStrategy. So game on as the Bitty adoption continues all over the world. How about a gong rip for the best teammate ever, the GOAT, Mikey Saylor. Shout out Mikey Saylor. Good point there, Ricardo Manzo. This gong strikes for you, Mikey.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Christianity and Islam are neck and neck as far as being the biggest religion. Thank you, Oracle. And I blocked out the time, 9 a.m. on Wednesday at Vegas to go watch Vance speak. JD Vance speaking at the conference. Epic. I got 99 problems and Muhammad ain't one. Hit me.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Love the memes. Shout out Sergio, BitcoinCast.net. Bitcoin will fix my finances. No, Neo. It will fix your perspective. That's right. And I dare say, Bitcoin will fix my fiance. No, Neo. It'll fix your perspective. Had to throw that in. Just saying.
You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. QR flash, got cash in my code. Cold wallet, chiller than a Yeti in the snow.
Doing, cold storm for the rocket flame. Take up, lift off, so chill as we fire it up. Moon up, doing up, yup,
Dancing on inflation like it's 1984. Ain't no Fed chair telling me where to go. Haters talk smack, I just nod and stack. Flex that orange B like a royal flag. Tap root smooth, got a flex so pure. Even my memes got a network secure.
You hear that cha-ching? It's my bitty bling.
Cha-ching, the bitty bling. What breed of dog is the Nippinator? He's a rescue pup. Never tested him because I don't really care which breed he is, but I would assume he has Chihuahua in him, mixed with maybe a taller dog because he has unusually tall legs for a Chihuahua, but he has the Chihuahua look and the Chihuahua face and the Robert De Niro Chihuahua mole and like all that stuff, you know what I mean? His breed is a good boy. I like that from what JV said. He is a street dog. That's right. Very intelligent pup. I rescued him 5-6 years ago. It's been a hot minute. I think it was my second year when I was in Puerto Rico and I moved here in 2018. So I think I adopted him in 2019 and he was 6 months when I got him. So I dare say he's probably roughly 6 years old. In dog years, that's 42. Ironic, I'm 42. So he's practically my twin. Nippinator's JV's twin. What happened a few hours ago? Bitcoin was at 101 and now it's back above 104. What happened? JV went live with the Bitty vibes. We started, you know what I mean, channeling the Bitcoin rooster dragon by playing the Chandy jams. And now you have it. New all-time highs in play. Just like that. And again, welcome everyone to the live stream. We're up to 900 people here. We're up to 92 people on YouTube. Ironic. But close to 900 people on the stream. So only 10% of our audience is now on YouTube and 90% on X and Rumble. Crazy. But we're going to continue with the Bitty news. 101 in play. Actually, 1.1 million in play. Let's get it. Want a gong rip for TJM? You got it, Oracle. That's my bitty bling. And when you hear the cha-ching. All right, next story of the day. Keep the comments flowing, fam. All comments and quotes will get reposted on X. Thank you guys in advance. JD Vance. JD Advance with the JV Vance. JV Advance with the JD Vance. I'm trying to make sense of this. But anyways, now regarding a big short, I'm not familiar with this guy, but I saw Max responded to this guy. And apparently some guy named Jim Chanos takes opposing bets on Bitcoin and strategy, which means he's shorting Bitcoin and MicroStrategy. You must have a set of kahunas on you to be that stupid. But I found this entertaining. So let's dive into this next story of the day here. Prominent short seller Jim Chanos, once a vocal critic of Bitcoin and crypto, revealed a new trading play that involves shorting shares of MicroStrategy and buying Bitcoin. Okay, that makes more sense. So he's shorting MicroStrategy to buy Bitcoin. I still don't understand that, because my understanding is if Bitcoin does well, strategy does well. And actually, strategy will outperform Bitcoin as it's a leveraged Bitcoin play. However, let me read into this. At the Sohn Investment Conference in New York, Chanos told CNBC he's selling MicroStrategy stock and buying Bitcoin. The investor described the move as buying something for $1 and selling something for $2.50, referring to what he sees as a significant price mismatch. He argued that strategy is selling the idea of buying Bitcoin in a corporate structure, that other companies are following suit in hopes of receiving a similar market premium. He said that this was ridiculous. He described his trade as a good barometer of not only just the arbitrage, but I think of retail speculation. His recent move assumes investors overpay for the Bitcoin exposure through the corporate wrappers like Strategy and other firms that follow its Bitcoin accumulation blueprint. The investor's move reflects a stance that purchasing Bitcoin directly would be better than purchasing Strategy stocks for indirect Bitcoin exposure. He also says the move suggests that holding Bitcoin through companies reflects excessive speculation and risk mispricing. It assumes that retail investors' idea of having Bitcoin indirect through the corporate wrappers can inflate the company's stock valuations. He probably has a good point on that one. And while shorting strategy may seem like a good idea, investors have already lost billions shorting Saylor's company. Remember back in 2024, investors who bet against the firm lost $3.3 billion as the stock rose. And as of May of 2025, Strategy now holds 568,840 Bitcoin, valued at $59 billion. Hence why it's extremely risky to short a company holding 568,000 Bitcoin with Michael Saylor behind the, behind the company. Now, since the company started accumulating Bitcoin in 2020, its stock price has surged 1,500%, outperforming the S&P 500 gains during the same period. And in a recent released documentary from the Financial Times, strategy analyst Jeff Walton said the company Bitcoin Holdings would help it become the #1 publicly traded equity in the entire market in the future. Now, back to this guy Chanos. He has not always been favorable towards Bitcoin, so he was once a Bitcoin hater. Keep that in mind. In 2018 interview, he described Bitcoin as libertarian fantasy. Chanos said that having digital currency as a store of value in the worst case scenario wouldn't work. Okay. The investor said that if fiat currency brings the world down, the last thing he'd want to do is own Bitcoin. Food would work the best. So he's ultimately saying food is a better store of value than Bitcoin back in 2018, and I bet you he regrets that idiotic remark. He also criticized Bitcoin for enabling illicit activity, and it kind of reminded me of Mark Cuban when he compared Bitcoin to bananas. And he's like, bananas have more real intrinsic value than Bitcoin. I get those vibes from the guy. He also criticized Bitcoin for enabling illicit activity. So yeah, spreading the corporate FUD, right, that they were spreading across the mainstream, calling the crypto sector the dark side of finance. That's like saying Bitcoin represents Darth Vader, when we all know it's the opposite. Fiat is Darth Vader's currency of choice. Just want to throw that out there. And accusing the industry of facilitating tax evasion. Oh boy, so he hit us with all the mainstream FUD. It's only for criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. He also expressed skepticism about the spot Bitcoin ETFs, of course, saying that Wall Street needs to keep the public interested in the crypto to profit from the fees. And despite the critiques, he now appears to see value in holding Bitcoin directly. Flim-flam artist. Particularly in contrast to investing in public companies with large Bitcoin treasuries, I still think he's probably working for the lizard folk, and they don't like Saylor and what they're doing with the corporate treasury strategy because it's birthing so many more companies to do the same thing, and it's going to cause Bitcoin to go to millions of dollars. Hence why they're probably attacking MicroStrategy, trying to get others to short it. Just my 2 Satoshis thus far reading into this. Chanos is best known for a short position against the energy company Enron before the firm filed for bankruptcy in 2001. The move generated profits, etc. A short position involves borrowing assets from the broker, selling them at the current price, then repurchasing the assets when the value falls to get back what you owe to the broker. Short sellers profit when the asset value declines, but faces losses when the asset appreciates. While the investor profited from short selling Enron, his predictions weren't always correct. Well, of course, he was wrong on everything about Bitcoin in the past. Chanos was bearish on Tesla and announced a short position in 2016. Tesla stock skyrocketed 200% between 2015. Okay, so now I'm getting Jim Cramer vibes. So he may be Jim Cramer 2.0, but you do know I only take financial advice from the infamous Jim Cramer from the Mad Money channel. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome everyone to the live stream. What to do? Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, I remember that and laugh then too. Shout out Ryder Well. Let's get it. 1 million by July 4th. Now we're talking. 1 million in 2 years. Why not, Sparky? Let's spark up that mofo, shall we? And here we are. We're up over 1,000 on the day. It's pretty low biddies pumping. We got 950 live viewers. We're in the thick of it. Yeah, I saw that stupid lady say something like something regarding scarcity and that why isn't her teeth if Bitcoin's all about the scarcity and there's a limited supply driving the value, then what about my scarce teeth? I only have so many of them. They've stooped to all-time lows, apparently. They have no arguments left. I just don't get it, so I shorted it. Exactly. Short the teeth. Short the teeth. Are teeth the new Bitcoin? I know unvaxxed sperm is, and I know eggs are, especially the brown eggs where they can roam free, where they haven't been genetically modified with the food. But what about teeth? Are teeth also the next Bitcoin? Let me know. I don't get it, says DBM. So I shorted it. That is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. How many of you still have your wisdom teeth as an adult? Let me know. I'm curious. Roger Wire's lyrics, it all makes perfect sense, expressed in dollars and cents, pounds, shilling, and pence. Can't you see it all makes perfect sense? Got the bars. 1 million before December 31st, 2025. 225. Bear scenario, 1 million cycle big. Send it. You watch the FT doc today, she is clueless. Either clueless or compromised. One of the two. I always give them the benefit of the doubt and say they're compromised. They can't be that retarded. There's just no way. They're probably being pushed to say something really stupid to FUD the market, I would assume, because they have handlers like everyone else. Or they're just genuinely retarded. But if you're retarded, you wouldn't be in that position to begin with. That's the way I perceive things. So I give them the credit of not being retarded and just being compromised, meaning they're being paid off to spread FUD, just like everyone else. Jim Cramer, no different. Dave Ramsey's, in my opinion, no different. All the FUDsters. Put them all in the same category because pretty much they're not like us. And we're not like them. Can I get an amen? Waiting to cash in my VND for the biddy. What Vietnam? Because a lot of idiots are going to, oh my God, you're right. How can Bitcoin have value if it's about scarcity? My teeth is not worth 100,000 a tooth. My daughter, when she loses a tooth, she gets a hundo. When I was a kid, I think my mom gave me $2. She gets a hundo. Talk about inflation. I tell her any tooth. She's always like anticipating losing the next tooth. She's like, $100? Like, yeah. But I'm straight up. I tell her the truth. There's no tooth fairy. Papa, I give you the money because this is a memory we'll never forget. And I save her teeth. Maybe I'll make a necklace out of her teeth one day. I don't know. But it's well worth it. Got my wisdom teeth removed 20 years ago. But yet I am all the more wiser now that I know about Bitcoin. Yeah, there's a theory that we don't supposed to remove our wisdom teeth. Something connected to particular nerve cavities in the brain and such. But I've got one removed. When I was maybe 16, I went to the dentist. Back when I used to go to the dentist and I was stupid enough to get the fluoride treatment because I actually trusted and believed the doctors and the dentists. I didn't know any better. Yeah, I mean, But long story short, they told me I needed to remove all 4 wisdom teeth or it would destroy and make all my teeth crooked. And all my teeth would get rotted and things like this. And thank God I did not listen to them. Instead, I pulled the one which was super necessary to pull because I had a lot of pain in it at the time. And I only pulled 1. I still have the other 3. And guess what? I never had to remove them. Never caused any problems. None of my teeth rotted. It didn't destroy like my teeth. I don't have the most perfect teeth, but it didn't destroy them as they said I was. So they try to put fear in me to coerce me to remove them all. You know what I mean? So that's why I was just curious how many of you actually got your wisdom teeth removed and did you actually need them removed? And again, once I got the 1 removed, it was so painful. They ultimately had like a pair of pliers, like dental grade, and they were just yanking my head until that shit came out. I'm like, never again. I told my mom, don't ever bring me to a dentist ever again. And I think as an adult, I've only been to the dentist once when I lived in Colombia and Medellin. My teeth are fine though. No cavities. I have a brother who, you know, he served in the military in the Navy, so he gets like, you know, all the free doctors and all that kind of stuff with the VA. And he goes to the dentist every 6 months, always has cavities and problems and root canals and all sorts of shit. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I only have 2 topped out. My dentist actually said I don't need the bottoms out. That's fantastic. Most of them are going to try to convince you to remove them to make the money. When I lost a tooth, I got 25 cents. Damn. You got suckered, bro. You got suckered. That's crazy. We now have 1,000 people on the stream. We're going to continue here. Thank you so much, Chandy. I see the repost on the repost from DBM Academy. Keep the comments flowing. We're up to, again, over 1,000 people on the stream. We're going to continue with the headlines here where we left off. The next thing is the Ukraine. This is actually big news. Check it. Ukraine strategic Bitcoin reserve bill reportedly in the final stages. That's right. Ukraine is reportedly moving closer to adopting Bitcoin as a national reserve asset, a move that will bolster its financial resilience amid the ongoing war with Russia. Lawmakers are reportedly working on a Bitcoin national reserve proposal with a draft bill in the final stages, according to Yaroslav, a member of the parliament who confirmed the plan to the local media outlet, Encrypted. Now, the proposal was announced during Crypto 2025 conference in Kyiv, February 6th. We will soon submit a draft law from the industry allowing the creation of the crypto reserves, he said. And Bitcoin naturally has gained international attention as a national reserve asset since the election of President Trump, November 2024. And on March 7th, Trump signed the infamous executive order establishing the National Bitcoin Reserve, seeded with the Bitcoin confiscated from the criminal cases. And there's the Trumpster signing that executive order. A very awesome moment in Bitcoin history. And a month later, Swedish MP Rickard Norden issued an open letter urging Finance Minister Elizabeth to consider adopting Bitcoin as a national reserve asset, citing its growing recognition as a hedge against inflation. And while the Ukraine's push for a national Bitcoin reserve marks a potentially historic shift to the crypto policy, it may require significant legal change. According to the regional head of Central Asia and Africa at the crypto exchange, Binance, we commend Ukraine's ambition to establish a strategic crypto reserve, he shared. Implementing such a reserve would necessitate significant legal changes, indicating that this process will not be swift. He added another positive aspect is that the initiative will likely lead to greater regulatory clarity in the Ukraine, as the government will need to articulate its stance more clearly. Ukraine was reportedly planning to legalize crypto early 2025 with the finalization of the draft bill in coordination with the National Bank of the Ukraine and the IMF. According to Daniil, head of the tax committee of the Verkhovna Rada. And on April 8th, Ukraine's financial regulator proposed taxing certain crypto transactions as personal income. Boo. With a rate of up to 23%, I'm proposing reduce or remove all crypto taxes. That's unrealized and realized. And I think one day we'll see that day. Let me know if you think that will happen with Trump as our POTUS. Now, not all voices in the Ukraine's crypto industry are optimistic. I could pretty much guarantee you Zelensky is probably anti-Bitcoin because he works with the lizard folk. Now, I have a question for you. How much Bitcoin could have the United States stockpiled if we had the executive order back when we were sending hundreds of billions of dollars to help support them in the proxy war Let me know that question. I think there was hundreds and hundreds of billions. What if we would have put that into Bitcoin for the United States? How much would that Bitcoin be worth today? Yowzer, Scoob. That's all I got to say. But anyways, Oracle agrees with the Chobanian 25 cents for a lost tooth. Shoot, that was 60 years ago. Yeah, I heard my parents used to tell me stories. Used to go to the movie theater for 10 cents. Get a large bucket of popcorn, all the candy and soda you can take advantage of for a nickel. You used to be able to find a nickel in the sofa, under the seats, and then you're set for the next week. Those were the good old days, apparently. I love the Christmas song. Keep it single. Right on. Right on. And it looks like we're still flirting at 104, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think the Ukraine will actually do that? And if it was up to Zelensky, though, like I pretty much guarantee he's not going to want a Bitcoin reserve. But what do I know? Yeah, I mean, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But let's continue. I got two more stories to share with you today as we're approaching the top of the hour. Last paragraph on the article you were reading. Oh, do you want me to read that one out loud? I know I skipped the ending. The country is broke, they said. More than 50% of the budget is in grants and loans from the European Union. Right on. The population is decreasing at the fastest rate in the world. Men are kidnapped and sent to the army against their will. That's a fact. What kind of Bitcoin reserve are we talking about here? This is done only to divert your attention. Exactly. I will have to agree with the Oracle as well on that one. Good point. Thanks for pointing that out. Sometimes I just end it early because I got to be more strategic with my time as we're approaching the top of the hour. But that's very relevant. So thank you. All right. Next story of the day, fam. We got two more stories here. The stablecoin bill, and then in the United States, and then the 1 million prediction within the next 3 years, according to Arthur Hayes Just Blaze. Then we'll do a little bit of Q&A, and we'll premiere a brand new music video from Chandy 10. So this headline reads, Senate removes Trump provisions in a push to pass the stablecoin bill. That's right. The U.S. Senate could pass a key bipartisan stablecoin bill as soon as the next week after removing language after targeting Trump and his family's sprawling crypto interests. Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis said on stage at the event by Coinbase's lobbying arm, Stand With Crypto, that she thinks it's a fair target to have a guiding and establishing national innovation for the U.S. Stablecoin Act, or Genius Act, passed by May 26. Speaking of the genius, shout out to the Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan. Jizza genius, just saying. Memorial Day in the U.S. Now, joining her on stage was Democratic Senator Kristen Gillibrand, who hinted that the bill's language was changed to scrap provisions that targeted Trump's various crypto projects, which included meme coins, a crypto platform, must be talking about WLFI, and a stablecoin and crypto mining company that plans to go public, amongst others. Quoting them here, Gillibrand, when this language comes out, people will see really good refinement. A lot of the progress on things like consumer protection and bankruptcy protection and ethics, things beyond just what's the structure, you feel me? And as Brian Armstrong points out here, today on the Hill, I spoke with the lawmakers, including Lummis and Gillibrand and someone else, Eleanor Mueller, about we're on the cusp of a meaningful law for the stablecoins and building a bipartisan momentum for the market. Structured legislation. We're so close, broskies. Senate Dems also pull support for the bill, not surprised there, on May 8th, installed its momentum, airing concerns that it wouldn't help address multiple crypto-tied deals, which personally enrich Trump. And that's usually their key argument, that everything Trump does is only to enrich Trump. Quoting him here, a lot of what President Trump is engaged in is already illegal, Gillibrand said. I also think his issuance of a meme coin is illegal based on the current law. Quoting them here, it is literally offering anyone who wants to curry favor with the administration to just send him money. That's about as illegal as it gets. I am not worried about this bill having a deal with all the President Trump ethic problems. What this bill is really intended to do is regulate the entire space of stables. Gillibrand said the revised bill includes some ethic requirements, but was not an ethics bill. If we were dealing with all President Trump's ethic problems, it would be a very long, detailed bill. Coinbase CEO Armstrong, also on stage, was hopeful the Senate would vote on the stablecoin bill early next week. We shall see. Armstrong, whose company cozied up with Trump by donating $1 million to his inauguration fund, declined to comment when asked if the president's meme coin could impact the passage of the bipartisan crypto bill, as he shares here. It is not my place to really comment on President Trump's activity. What do I think is important is that the bill remains focused on stablecoins. And if you don't know, now you know. And there you have it, But let me know your thoughts. Do you think the stablecoin bill will pass? I think it's destiny, because how else are they going to usher in a new version of the dollar? In my opinion, it's going to be the stablecoin version, digital dollar, which they'll be in control of, programmable money, another version of a CBDC, because they already are against it. Trump already gave us his word. He is not going to allow any CBDC in America. So what's the most similar thing to the CBDC? Stablecoin. Just saying. Buy the Bitcoin until it hurts, and always stay tuned to the crypto news alerts. Exactly. We need clarification for the biddy. Clearing the conflicting regulations and the agencies would be good for Bitcoin. Yeah, we do need clarity, because there's nothing but confusion, 100%. And we can all thank the former chairman of the SEC before Nippinator took Gensler's position. Gensler was doing nothing but, that's why we call him No Claire Gare. No Claire Gare, the Care Bear. Okay, check out the picture that I posted in the reply to JV's live stream. It's a dog that looks like Nippinator chewing on a Bitcoin Chewy toy. Well, let me play a little Bitcoin swagger, and we're about to transition to our feature story of the day. And yeah, let me repost this cute little Nippinator lookalike.
That's how money shaking up the game. Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame. You hear that cha-ching? It's my bitty bling. That's how money shaking up the game. Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger.
Bitcoin swag. Dentist said I was such a big mouth, I couldn't keep all my wisdom teeth, but then I began a Jolly Rancher addiction. I used to love Jolly Ranchers as a kid. That's funny you mentioned them. I had a friend, and it was like a rich friend, and like he's a pilot now. And at the time, his father was a pilot, and they had like a private plane and all that. But long story short, they always had a box of Jolly Ranchers like in the package, and he just always brought packages of Jolly Ranchers to school. And he was my best friend. His name's Keegan, and I'd always eat Jolly Ranchers. And my favorite was always the sour apple. Anything sour apple was my thing as a kid. Now I don't touch shit like that. Obviously, I know better. But Blow Pops, sour apple, Jolly Ranchers, sour apple. That was JV as a kid. That's so funny you mentioned it. Okay, Jolly Ranchers, worse than crack. Exactly. And I was addicted. I was addicted to candy. It's insane that I didn't unalive myself. Like, all I did was eat candy. Any money I came across, if I wasn't buying explicit cassette tapes at the time, such as like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, whatever, Tupac, it was candy. It was like bad hip hop, gangster music, and candy. And that was like my life. I listened to gangster music and I ate a lot of candy. Like, I literally would buy the bag of 500 Pixie Sticks and it'd be gone in 2 days. I used to, in school, empty out the pen. So it was just like a pen case, and I'd stick because we weren't allowed to eat candy in the class. And then I'd smuggle the Pixie Stick in the pen case. And then during class, I'd be like, just like pouring Pixie Stick sugar down my throat. No wonder I couldn't pay attention. No wonder I got bad grades. But no one told me any, like, I thought it was good for me. I thought it had apple in it. I'm like, oh, I'm eating sour apple candy. They say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. What can go wrong? No wonder I had to pull that wisdom tooth. Good Lord, JV. But anyways, apple candy is the thing. Exactly. The D's can't stand passing anything that is a win for the country because they see it as a win for the T. Must be referring to Trump, and I'm assuming you're putting a T due to censorship. Contraband sugar. Yeah, dude, I lived off of sugar. And then I eventually started slanging sugar as a kid in school. Why? So I can buy more candy with the profits. So I had the, you know how Saylor introduced the Bitcoin infinite money glitch? Well, JV had the infinite sugar glitch. I could just sell candy at school, buy more candy, bada boom, game on. Hey guys, hope all is well. Super busy at work this week. Shout out Panda the Prophet. Can't participate as much as I would like, but stay safe and stack the biddy. All good in the hood. And we just hit 1,100 viewers on the live stream, so that's a good sign. Let's hit you with our featured story of the day, shall we? Are you guys ready? Mom Spaghetti. Here we go. President Trump will print enough money. Money printer go brr to pump the Bitcoin price to $1 million per coin within the next 3 years, according to Arthur Hayes. Just blaze, as per this headline right here, and another headline he was featured in, Bitcoin at 1 million by 2028, as Hayes tells Europe to get your money out while you still can. That's right, BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes Just Blaze is predicting Bitcoin will hit 7 figures in about 3 years for one main reason. In a new speech at the Token 2049 crypto conference in Dubai. Let me know if you were there. I had one of my good friends there. Hayes says that the potential easing of U.S. monetary policy will positively impact the pre-low bitty price. Quoting him here, we are going to around 1 million per BTC by 2028 because we are going to print more money in Trump's 2.0 than Biden did in his term. And that's right. With the money printer turned on, Bitcoin is guaranteed to pump, and 1 million is in play, baby. I dare say 2.2 million in play as per the High Priest, Your Holiness, Max Kaiser. Now, Kathy Wood, I covered yesterday, her bull scenario is 2.4 milli by 2030. Hayes predicts that Trump and his admin will inject liquidity into the market to prop up the economy, most likely, especially around the midterm elections in 2026 to help Republicans win their seats. Historically, easing monetary policy has sent the bitty to new all-time highs. He also says that one possible catalyst that could spark Fed money printing is if the U.S. and China trade fall apart. Quoting him here, what happens if the China-U.S. sort of divorce goes badly? That's funny. And both sides stick to their own guns and don't want to compromise. Well, are Trump and the Republicans going to not try to win the 2026 midterm election? Of course not. They are going to do what they need to do to stimulate the economy, to create the impression of growth and strength so that they get reelected, just like any other politician. And so because of this secular change in the relationship between the two largest economic and military powers is going to be funded with printed money, Bitcoin is going to go much higher than it did from 2022 to 2025. And that, ladies and gents, is a road to 1 million per coin. Let me know if you agree, disagree with Arthur Hayes Just Blaze, and some other quotes that he recently shared. Foreign capital repatriation and the devaluation of the gargantuan stock of the U.S. Treasuries will be the two catalysts that will power the pre-low bitty to 1 million per coin sometime between now and 2028. So don't get it twisted. It doesn't mean we don't hit 1 million until 2020. It can happen anytime between now and then. And that's the bigger picture. He also says, I say 2028 because that is when the next U.S. presidential election occurs. And who knows what type of politician will win and what policies they will enact. He also says, for you Euro poor peens, poor peens, those government practice, whose government practice a less effective form of communism than China, don't expect the European Central Bank to learn this lesson without trying. Therefore, get your money out now. So he's ultimately warning people in Europe and over there in the UK, etc., to get your money out of the bank. I dare say no matter where you are in the world, you've been warned. Only keep in the bank what you can afford to lose, because we all know the infamous metaphor, storing Bitcoin or hoarding, hoarding fiat in the bank. What do we call those folks? It's like a melting ice cube. You're guaranteed to lose to inflation, and your purchasing power is mathematically guaranteed to decrease as the money printer continue to go brr. Hence, Bitcoin, polar opposite. Your purchasing power mathematically guaranteed to increase against the US dollar. And all you got to do is look at how many Bitcoin did you need to purchase a house 10 years ago? How many Bitcoin did you need to purchase a house 5 years ago? And how many Bitcoin do you need to purchase a house today? That's because the purchasing power continues to go parabolic as the fiat currency of the dollar continues to lose its value. Hence why, a carton of eggs here in Puerto Rico is currently $20 I just paid the other day for like 24 eggs, almost $1 an egg. So yeah, 10 years ago, shit, you can get a dozen eggs for like a couple of bucks. So are eggs the new Bitcoin? Is unvaxxed sperm the new pre-low bitty? What are your thoughts, family? Is teeth just as scarce as Bitcoin? Remember, Truist Bank still has my 330 I deposited in August 2022, and I wanted to buy 19 Bitcoin. So tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Did they steal your money or something, or they wouldn't allow you to make the purchase? Could be a catalyst either way with the China. With the burr, it is a fail. More market confidence if it's a win, and we got some of the liquidity either way. which is why I shall remain homeless technically. Woo! Whoa. But FYI, Armstrong said it affected under 1% of the active customers. What are you referring to there? Real PG. And again, welcome everyone. Happy 11 people on the live stream. JV got a hiccups, got the news out of the way. We're about to premiere a brand new music video never shared before. And you're going to see some actually real footage of Chandy's beautiful new puppy, India. So I'm excited to share it. And we are going to have a short stream today because I got to pick up my daughter. There's no after school activity today. So I got to jet in just a bit. But it's not too late to pump the likes, share the stream if you haven't already. And again, welcome everyone just joining us. 1 million cycle peak will hit 1 million before the next cycle. I'm with you there, Oracle. Send it. So fruit punch, not so much healthy. That's like saying orange drink is healthy. Let me put it this way. Even the drinks that look healthy are not healthy. And that goes for all that artificial pasteurized orange juice at your grocery store. But JV, it says 100% orange juice. Yeah, but look at all the chemicals they're adding and pasteurizing it to make it unhealthy. Give enough time, 0.1 Bitcoin will buy. That's a fact, bro. And I'll give you a real life example. This house I'm in 2022, I got a Bitcoin back loan. And it was roughly 28 Bitcoin to pay off my loan, which I was kind of forced to do because Bitcoin was dipping and I didn't want to get liquidated and lose all my collateral. I was in hopes that maybe I can end up getting my house for like 11 or 12 Bitcoin, but it had the opposite effect because when you have a Bitcoin back loan, if the price doesn't go up as you anticipate, but it dumps, you get what's called a margin call, which means your position can get liquidated. And if you get liquidated, you lose all the collateral. And typically, you have double the amount of the loan in collateral in Bitcoin. So I'll give you a real life example. I got an $800,000 cash loan. So I had to put up 1.6 million worth of Bitcoin as collateral. So if I didn't pay off the loan after Bitcoin started collapsing like 30 days after I got the loan, then they would have taken all the collateral. And I would have been Scrooge McDuck. You know what I mean? So fortunately, I was smart enough to pay off the loan, and I was in a position to do so. So that's why borrowing against your Bitcoin can be an extreme risk, and it could have a counterproductive result. You know what I mean? Because hypothetically, instead of just getting the loan, which I paid off 30 days or 45 days later, I could have just bought it outright for probably 19 Bitcoin. But I got a little greedy and said, what if I can get the house for 10 or 11 Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin's going up forever, Laura. But little did I anticipate Bitcoin dropping from 69,000 to 16,000. So at the time we hit 30,000, I had to make an executive decision because 25 was like my liquidation number. And I'm like, shit, there's no telling. We can just keep dropping. And I made the right move. So I'm very grateful for that. And that's real life, example. The silver lining, I got a house out of it. So it's not like I just lost Bitcoin. I got a house in return. But if I would have just hodled and continued renting for 3 more years, I could have bought 3.5 of these houses today for the same amount of Bitcoin. So it pays to hodl. Lesson learned from your boy. Okay, JV, the black seed oil is working for me. I've cut my prescription use by half. Excellent. Tell me how it's working for you, because there's dozens of positives. I know it helps regulate your blood pressure, control your cholesterol and all sorts of things. So I'm curious, let me know. And I'm glad it's working for you. And also remember a few days ago, I shared the ivermectin. Shit, probably shouldn't talk about it. Probably one of the reasons I don't get any love on YouTube now that I think about it. But it completely cured my eczema, 100% gone. It only took 2 applications, completely gone. And it blew my mind because according to Western medicine and the science, which they tell us to trust, there is no cure for dermatitis issues such as, they say, psoriasis, eczema, you name it. No cure. You go to the doctor, they're going to send you to a, what is it called? The skin specialist, dermatologist, and then the dermatologist is going to write you thousands of dollars worth of prescriptions, and they're going to prescribe you drugs that are going to do nothing but make your situation worse over the long haul because they don't offer cures. There's no profit in the cures. But guess what? The I've completely cured, and I'm shocked because I honestly, though I did the research and I understood it could cure it, it's like seeing is believing, and it's completely gone. And I'm so grateful for that. So if any of you suffer with any skin conditions, which I did research, 1 out of 5 of us do, especially children. It's very common in children. In fact, my daughter has eczema on her shins, on her leg, and I just applied the first application of it on my little one, and I have full confidence it'll disappear probably within 48 hours, just as it did for your boy. But you guys let me know your thoughts. And again, welcome everyone join the live stream. The problem is I asked them for the distance vision, not 3V. My inflammation is down in my body. I don't get my blood. Wow, that's fantastic. So no more blood pressure headaches, and your inflammation is down. The greatest anti-inflammatory, black seed oil. It's stronger than turmeric, ginger, and all those good things, which are great anti-inflammatories. And it's excellent because not only can you take it, but you can topically apply it as well. It works fantastic. That sucks. I got the exact opposite problem. They gave me distance instead of the close up. I love the lemon water. Yeah, lemon water is extremely good. Limes are very good. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to premiere a brand new Chandy music video. I think you guys are going to love it. It's very adorable. So shout out Chandy 10 Music. Make sure you're following her if you're not already. And let's go ahead and play the brand new music video, Chandy Jam. Let's go.
Bow wow wow, coy dog. Yeah, she wants her meat right now. Her name is India. She's blessed with Bitcoin swagger. She's a coy dog, sweet but won't hesitate to end ya. Don't let her fool you with her piercing green eyes. She'll disable you in her irresistible disguise. She's beast mode for the meat, equipped with superhero nose. Bitcoin puppy going doing doing. She's got gold. Bitcoin puppy doing doing, coy dog queen. 2 months strong while living the dream. Rockin' pink bling with a diamond bow. Burger bounty hunter cuteness overload. Espresso code. Yeah, she's fresh and a little coyote. Coyote pretty still in every show.
Little wild, little bold, she got bitty swagger, bro. She orders her meals to go, she pulls up to McDonald's, owns the whole place. Drive through window, can't escape her face. Menu inside, it's a craven fix race.
Green eyes blazing, no time to waste. Beefy patty's done, it's a drive-through craze. Paw Patroller in control. Pretty little India still in the show. 5th level Bitcoin pup doing doing city, yo.
Meat gone quick, no trace, let's go. She does the coyote flex. Coyote pup owning her entity. Recommends that burger plate, no onions, pup cup. Make it great, Bitcoin puppy goes doing doing.
That meat is hers for the taste.
Tiny but savage, ripping through meat. Roaring like a dragon, burger on repeat. Small but fierce, better fear this pup. Steals your whole dinner, she don't give it up. Coyote pretty, Bitcoin pup. No!
Nom nom nom, claims that meat. Koi pup teaching, none can compete.
Bite-sized beast with a hunger to the match. Half coyote, pint-sized, built to snatch.
Paw so quick she conquers with jaw. Meat meets claw. Chomps like a gator, no paws, no flaw.
One sniff, yo, your fries are gone. Oh, woof, that patty's gone, gone, gone.
Tiny but savage, ripping through meat. Roaring like a dragon, burger on repeat. Small but fierce, better fear this pup. Steals your whole dinner, she don't give it up. Bitcoin puppy, doing doing, coyote pretty. Bitty pup, that's what's up. Not playing fetch, she's out for the fee. She don't play. 5th level Bitcoin pup, doing doing, bitty puppies. She knows the Bitcoin way. She claim.
That's a Bitcoin pup, Roger out.
Shout out Chandy 10 Music, adorable new music video. Make sure you're following her on X. I got a jet, deuces fam. I'll catch you on tomorrow's stream, 4 p.m. Make note of it.